Hello, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm great, and how are you, Hasan?
I'm too good. So, we are today here for discussing about the virtual assistants importance for small business or a big business or medium. It's the importance for long-term virtual assistants. So, Mm, first of all, we are talking with Elizabeth. Uh, she is already have several working with some several virtual assistant, and he is experienced lady in this area for how they can serve them, how they can serve her, and he will treat with them. So I think it will be a great video for the audience to know how it's important, how the importance for the virtual assistants for the small businesses or others. So here we discuss today basically. Um, yeah. So first of all, uh, we have some question for Elizabeth. So we can start. Elizabeth, what do you mean for a virtual assistant to work with you and others? How do you mean it? How do you mean it for the virtual assistant uh, need for the company or personal, and why?
Okay. In any business,
Yeah,
say any business owner needs motivation. And a big reason for having a virtual assistant or a regular secretary is because of motivation, motivation, motivation.
yeah,
Like if
yeah,
you have got a project and if all of a sudden some other team members just up and leave and you're like, oh my God, what is going on here? But, and if it's just you and your personal assistant left over, your personal assistant, they're going to say, hey, what's going on here? What happened to
yeah,
the project? Hey, can you give me some tasks to do? And then you're going to think, oh, maybe not all is lost. Maybe I should continue.
yeah,
And so, if you have a VA on staff, you're always going to have that motivation because in any business, there's a lot of ups and downs. Some days you think, oh, I'm Superman, I can save the world, and that I'm going to do so well with my business. Then something happens, then you think, oh, I'm the worst business owner, I'm going to be stuck forever at minimum wage jobs. It's
yeah.
just up, down, up, down.
Yeah, I felt such like you have spoiled some, not that you have already invested some money for building website and others SEO work. So I think it's not a good idea to discuss with your virtual assistants and the group. So I mean it, and I will talk to you that it is not a good idea for you. So it's okay. Mm, so you mean it, the virtual assistant, the important part for a business or a individual worker also, because they all time negotiate with the staff and others, the how the updates the works, and mm, how they are working with the time of
Uh-huh.
time to time. So it's importance. Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's point. It's that's the good points, I think.
Definitely.
Okay.
Now, in any projects, there is going to be the conflict between having a long-term personal assistant, which I think is most constructive, and a short-term personal assistant, which I think is a little bit insane. No offense
Uh-huh.
to those of you who've got who have picked up short-term virtual assistants.
Okay. What do you think for a short-term SEO or short-term virtual assistance or long-term virtual assistance? Which you choose best? Which you which you want the for your works, short-term or long-term?
Well, if you've got a short-term business project, like saying that you're experienced at setting up a shop that can quickly attract buyers, a short-term assistant might be good. But short-term meaning like at least 6 months. Because I think that if you only work with a VA for like 1 or 2 months, you're not going to get anything done, because
Yeah.
there's not going to be the exchange of ideas or a person bugging you to get something done. So I think that the
Yeah.
minimum
Uh,
for
that's mean you says if a short-term project that you want, its timeline will be at least 6 months, because
mhm,
uh, a simple uh, man to man is very to understand how they are working. So it's the important to the give him time or her time to give her best uh, in the business or personal, I think. So your thinking is good, I think, because um, a man is need to know the accommodation and position, how they want to reach, how they want to go ahead. So yeah, I think it's the best policy to give him time to him or her best. Okay.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Because with any virtual assistant relationship, that's what it is. It is a relationship, which is way more than just a standard working relationship, because the virtual assistant, they want to know a little bit about your personal life. They want to know your ups and downs so that they can work with the person effectively.
Yeah.
They and in return, they also want you to know a little bit about them, to understand for why they might have 1 or 2 days off during the week,
Yeah.
or why they might be having some personal ups and downs. And
Yeah.
basically, this is one of those business relationships which can really turn into a genuine friendship.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is the most valuable part of having a virtual assistant, because once you achieve that level of friendship, there's like a synergy that can happen.
Yeah. It's the most important part to know each other for um, doing best any work. So yeah. So
Yeah.
the next question for him, for you,
Yes.
if your virtual assistants are multi-talented, like he is a basic worker, programmer, and others, like media marketer, social media marketer, and writer, not writer, I mean article writing. So,
Mm-hmm.
how you want to how you want to get him or her to need your requirements work?
Ooh, this is where you can go through all their talents and commission them for a whole bunch of things, and then find their different strengths and weaknesses. You can find out how good their blog writing is and commission the blog from them.
Yeah,
You could see their web building talents and ask them to build you a website and just all sorts of things. And at the same time, you can help them to grow as a person as well by finding out what it is that they're good at.
Yeah.
So I think on the virtual assistant side, that working with another person, that working with a businessman is also very important for your self-discovery.
Yeah. So for this, if you get a multi-talented virtual assistant, you
Mm-hmm.
want to negotiate with him or her for FD states of work for in commission base. So
Mm-hmm.
that it's also a good idea to uh, get the best work, I think.
Definitely.
Or if you have a team for, or if you have a modular team like virtual, not virtual assistant, social media marketer, is graphics designer, video editor, or programmer. So if you have a um, virtual assistant, uh, he he need to maintain all of the groups like social media marketer, like social media marketer group, web development group, and graphics group. So he it's hard, or his extra work, I think. So you want to pay some extra also him. So it's a good idea, I think.
Definitely.
Okay.
Anyway, we are about out of time here. This has been great. And to the audience, thank you so much for joining us, and see you next time. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye.